Hey there, what's up, YouTube? So, I know I've only posted kind of, little here and there videos and that type of thing. But I'm down here in my basement today because I recently took apart a Mossberg 500 and did my routine maintenance, put it back together, everything went fine. But when a buddy of mine heard, hey, I took mine apart and I'd even left it sitting apart for a couple days and put it back together, he was impressed. He was like, dude, I let mine set overnight because I took it apart. I started cleaning everything, getting ready for turkey season. And he said to me, he says, look, man, I hate admitting it, but I'm sorry. I had to go to my daughter's, I think it was a school play or something. Anyways, his daughter, she's 6. She had something going on at school. So they did that. Afterwards, they decided, hey, it's 7 o'clock. Let's go eat as family. Celebrate. You did a good job in the play, whatever it was. Awesome. He forgot how to put it back together, so he brought it to me. Now, this is something I've seen, and I've actually had friends have this issue before. I will tell you from my own personal experience, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. With the mag tubes on a Mossberg, Mossberg 500s and 590s, I don't know about the Maverick 88s because I don't own one, but the 500s and the 590s, kind of notorious for either being over-torqued just right, or the third one, which I see more common, is blue Loctite. Now, I sort of get it because you don't really have too much need of taking the mag tube off, generally. However, taking the mag tube off is something you should do with your shotgun. And I've actually repaired this problem on Remington 870s, so all you 870 guys going, Mossberg, take a seat because you're guilty of it too, as well as some other reputable brands. It happens, and what it is you can't get the mag tube off. Maybe you were out turkey hunting, duck hunting, goose hunting, and you do one of these numbers, You got your shotgun in hand, you do one of these numbers where you slide on some mud or something. Anyways, you go down and you're going to brace, and you're not thinking about the gun's in this hand. And oftentimes, even if we do have a shoulder strap, let's face it, hunters, we're not using it because maybe we haven't tagged out, so we want to be able to get it up quick if on the way back to camp we come up with something. It happens. But you go like this, you get it down in the mud, put together or not, mud, especially some of the weird liquidy types I've come across in the Midwest and stuff, it's getting in that mag tube. I mean, let's just face it, it's getting in there. And there's 3 things you can do. Call it quits for that weekend, let it dry out, run it as is. It's going to break apart as you load your shotgun again. And it's going to be just like frickin' sandpaper. 2, you can panic. And, or after you get done panicking, go, I'm finishing this weekend anyway, because it will still continue to function. It will. Just not healthy on your shotgun. Number 3 is take my shotgun apart all the way, clean the receiver, take the trigger housing group out, all that, clean it. What I see is, with Mossbergs, and this is true of other brands too, there tends to be a little bit of a diameter difference on the inside of the mag tube. There are tubes for straightening dented mag tubes on shotguns for like Remington, some of those. But if you have like a Mossberg or something else, you may not be able to get a mag tube dent removal tool. Now, this guy, he was just trying to do routine maintenance on a gun he leaves in his house. Mossberg 500 receiver. But let's take a close look. Now, yes, I did take the spring and the shell follower out for safety because I don't want to break my device that I'm filming on. It's expensive. But let's take a look. Oh, that's got the tap end. I could add a shell follower. That's not a 500 tube. Well, this is a 590 tube. The 590 tube has the same thread pitch, either end, of course, as the 500. So technically, you could take a 500, upgrade it to 590 parts if you want it. As you can see, hopefully see, there we go, yeah. You can see I got the spring and the follower out. Now, what happened, this guy, he used a pipe wrench, which I told him, I said, dude, if your strap wrench don't work, use a pipe wrench. But he didn't. He just dropped his phone and went and did it without listening. He didn't bother to wrap it with something like leather or nylon, something that prevents it from getting into the metal. So what he did is he dented it. Okay. All these awesome mag tube dent removers for Remington. Seems Mossberg, even though they still have some military and government mercenary contracts, they don't get a lot of love. So there's not really a tool, at least when I looked previous times that I've dealt with Mossberg, that I could find. So here is a simple trick, and kudos to people who have done this themselves for posting it. I'm not going to make out I'm a know-all. I actually working on one of my own Mossbergs, and then again on a friend's Mossberg with equal, very satisfiable results. I found this on the internet, on a shotgun forum for Mossberg, ironically enough. But basically, they said, take the inner diameter, find a socket that doesn't fit that inside diameter, and use that for it. So, sorry, here is one of the extensions. It's a little stuck on this extension from the hammering, so I got to deal with that, but whatever. Here's the socket, and yes, it's a Craftsman, but let's take a look at the size here for everybody to know, because it is stamped. There we go. I think that cut it out. That says 5/8. This is a 5/8 socket. This is the mag tube in question. Socket, mag tube. It won't go in. That's what she said. Joke, people, because, hey, I'm not a professional YouTuber. Anyways, you'll find that you'll get it a little bit of the way into the mag tube, and maybe it'll drop a little like you just saw, but it's not going to go all the way. So what you need, several extensions. Now, if you're dealing with a 5/8 socket, you're probably 1/2 inch. So all of these are 1/2 inch except for the adapter and right here, because I needed just a smidge longer on this guy's shotgun. These are 3/8 and then 3/8 to 1/2 inch. But anyways, I'm going to go over with you what I do. Now, some people say you got to lube it. To lube or not to lube, it's really a personal preference. It will go through without lube. I feel personally it takes those dents out better. But if you have a cheaper socket set and you're not wanting to have scratches, maybe you want to lube. But just to give you a show, because I have already done this, but I'm redoing it again for show, and I'm sorry if this is a little grainy. Not the best camera, but you'll notice there's no scratches. But I'm also using one that's the right size. It just barely fits in, so it's not super oversized, but, you know, it fits in far enough. So what you do, get it in as far as you can. See how that's stuck. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're just going to hold this upside down. Oh, by the way, for those of you who've asked, no, I didn't remove this. What's going to happen? Well, as I hammer this down, because of how big it is, it's not going to damage the spring retainer cap. It's just going to hammer it out the other end. So, not a big issue. But anyways, hold it like this and just take your hammer. It doesn't have to be a nylon hammer like this for gunsmithing. It's just kind of something I do. If all you got's like a regular hammer for nails, it'll work. But watch. Okay, so I got that kind of set in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this down and where it's upright, and I'm just going to continue. There it's going through. By the way, don't miss with this much force. It will hurt. Word on the street. Didn't do that myself. Oh, that was close. Alright, so need to get out here as it goes further down, so I got a little better angle here. Always make sure, even if you're on concrete, that you put like a glove or something underneath, because you don't want to do this on concrete. The tube is just thin enough it will roll under. And for all you little Remy guys going, well, Remington doesn't have that issue. Yeah, actually it does. I've done this. I've seen it. So, sorry. And if you were expecting a wild-ass shop or something, I'm sorry. This was just spur of the moment. So, hey, you're in my home instead of where I normally do this. Be glad. Because hopefully this helps you. But anyways, let me keep going. Alright, so I need to get something a little firmer. Maybe this cardboard box will work. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that's sort of working. And yes, I'm missing a few swings, as you can see. But anyways, yeah, let's keep it on here. So right now, just to show you, you saw how long everything was. This is how far down we are. Right about here, the dent was probably about here, so we got a ways to go. It's not a fast process. If you want a fast process, spend the big bucks, buy a new mag tube, if they're in stock. Right now, the 590 mag tubes for this poor guy, he called Remington, they're not in stock. And what the price would be right now, yeah, I get when my friend brought it to me and said, dude, is there anything you can do? But anyways, let's go ahead, continue this, and I'll show you what she looks like. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Don't miss. Do not miss. And yeah, heavier hammer would work. I have a have a heavier hammer, but I'm not good at editing, so I'm trying to do this in one go with a lighter weight hammer. As you can see, I'm looking around because I'm doing projects down here, looking to see if I left a heavier hammer. Sorry, guys. And gals. Because gals, you can do this too. You don't need a man for this. Yeah, I said that because guess what? It doesn't take a lot of strength. So, if you're a small guy, if you're a gal, you're like, I dimpled or dented my shotgun tube, you can do it. Sorry, little side note. Like I said, I'm not a professional. Close. There we go. All right. So that's how far down I have it now. I'm going to keep going until I hit this, and then I'm going to show you guys exactly how the last little bit winds up turning out. So bear with me. We're almost there. Okay. So here I am, last little bit. I'm just going to hold this up off of the floor now, and just... I'm past the dent now, so now I'm just getting it the rest of the way, and as you'll notice here in a second, slowly starting, see if I can kind of get this in here, you'll see that that spring retainer cap is slowly starting to come out. Even if I'd lubed it, it still would have been this big of an issue. The guy kind of, he didn't like devastate it, thankfully. But with the pipe wrench, he put a decent dimple on each side. I call it a dimple because that's about what it's like. Okay, mag retainer cap just dropped out. Here's how close to the end I am with my socket. And let's go for the rest. Let's go for the gold. USA hasn't been bringing much gold. Let's go for the gold, baby. See another country figure this one out. This is called good old-fashioned American know-how. Oh yeah, heard that chink? I see you. There we go. Anyways, so how do I test to make sure I didn't mess this up? This will thread on the receiver. I already know. Did this earlier, just redoing this to show you guys how to do this. By the way, this end or this end, I forgot which threads are which. Doesn't matter. Take a close look at the thread pitch. Same thread pitch, either end. So if you forget and you thread it on opposite of how it was from the factory, still going to go in, not going to hurt your receiver, not going to hurt your mag tube. Good to go. Okay. Here's our shell follower. No spring, open tube. Let's see what happens here. Okay, whoops. Let's do that. And that was the box on the floor I had this resting on. And now let's prove everything's kosher. Let's flip it the other way. By the way, make sure open end is going in first because you want to put it in just like you would if you were using it. We're golden. There you go, YouTube. Hope this helps y'all. If it does, like it, share it. Boom. I helped somebody out today. Take care, and we'll hope to see you some other time.